And we have another game starting here. All the glitters 2.0. We love this map. We don't love this space, which is the mountains. Nobody loves this. This is pretty dangerous to play as you're very open to pushing, to advancing. You don't have a lot of room to work with. You don't have a lot of metal coming through here compared to these players that are going to mid. Just have a lot of metal to work with. Not the greatest game for Firepluck the last two games where he was in lane, but this time he has an opportunity to show what he's best at, and that is ecoing, teching, getting aircraft. Hopefully, we're going to see some good raids, air raids from him onto these players. These players are pretty aware that Firepluck is very good at bombing, so they are going to see it coming. Question is, will they be prepared? Will they have enough anti-air? Will they see the position that he's coming through? He could very well go mountains and disable these players and allow his team to push through. For example, Lexon and Zeron, they're going to seize that opportunity well if it presents itself. If Firepluck goes some early bombings, he's very good. Let's say at 7 minutes, he gets 10 whirlwinds, 10 bombers, tier 1, and just goes and wreaks havoc onto enemies' bases. Which is pretty good. Lexon getting a forward position here with his commander. Always great. Opting for vehicles. Just always the best choice on this map, I feel like. Okay, we definitely need some bots because they have different utility and some better things compared to vehicles. But vehicles as well have a lot of things going for them. Especially the artillery, which is pretty cheap. Tier 1 and Tier 2 as well. Very cheap on metal and just energy as well. And just having a lot of these vehicles which are strong, bulky, and able to push through a lot of these defenses. Chomalungma already getting his commander up in the air. That's 1250 metal. Up for the taking. Is going to speed up his tier 2, but not as much as it was before, since it was 2000 metal. Now it's just 1250. The Chukni is an extremely good player. One of the few players that I know that are very versatile on any role they pick up, be it naval, be it ground, be it air raids, just dog fights and so on. Supporting his team. Moral, he is immune to D-Gun. John Hunter maybe isn't aware of this, but that is a very good position from John Hunter. He just pushed aggressively quite a lot, and if these grunts help, got that turret out of the way. Moral is pretty low here, forced to retreat. His grunt, a lot of XP from dealing damage to the commander, getting even more and more XP. Moral is in big trouble here. Actually is. John's commander is not going to go down, but the Chukni gets his commander here on time, getting these vehicles out. He saw what was going on. Very good observation, very good game sense coming from the Chukni. John Hunter, very good option to just de-gun this commander wreckage. That's gonna save 1250 metal from the enemy team. The Chukni just out of range for the de-gun to destroy this turret, and kind of getting his. Actually, John is pretty low here. The Chukni is not gonna catch up to him. Instead, he's gonna be met by some thugs, so he's forced to go back. I'm not sure why he put his incisors here, because incisors would be able to catch up to this commander, and then it would be pretty hard. But okay, that is very good from the Chukni, giving Moral, this commander here, is focusing on his eco, letting Moral handle the front line. Dark Hunter clashing here with Lexon. Lexon getting a pounder here pretty early on, which is very good. This Warden is going to outrange these turrets by quite a lot. All of this is in the range of the Warden turret, like all this here. So that is a pretty big risk. Dark Hunter, obviously a very good player. Saw him play a couple of games, and that was pretty bad. The Chukni just focused his tanks over here, and that was John Hunter's commander losing the position here. Vehicles are obviously going to outmatch these thugs and these bots that they have. I think John Hunter should have opted for not that aggressive of a position, because that was a big gamble. Should have just made a forward lab with vehicles just to help this mountain push. That's pretty early fighters coming out from Lidarcy. Obviously, pretty well aware of Firepluck's bombers. Although Firepluck not aware of the fighters that they are having. He has some fighters of his own, but we are going to see an early. Oh, what is going on here? Was that a tick? That was a tick, a rascal, blowing up some of the converters from Levify. That is pretty unfortunate how that slipped through. I guess that is, yep, it's right there. Got some Arabic letters here. Not sure what he was saying. He's from Saudi Arabia. In any case, that's a pretty open field there. Like, not even metal extractors going on there. What is happening? I'm just like, sometimes even when I play this, like, players leave these metal extractors unoccupied, and that is a lot of metal just not being gained by the team, not being put to work. And this warden is just gonna get regenerated. Lexon making a construction turret to aid in constructing, repairing, and so on. This warden is gonna be so good. Has a radar there. No, there's a lot of these units there. May not be able to see those. Actually does. Not sure how the hitbox of this radar works, but he was able to see these units. Let's take a look. So yeah, I guess radar can't catch some of the cannot catch some of the pawns that are here hiding behind the hill that the radar can reach. And Dark Hunter is in big trouble right here. Lexon just sent one incisor there to get vision, to see where the commander is at, to see what is going on here. He should try and focus his artillery on the commander here. That's a lot of these Wolverines, which is pretty good. Dark Hunter should move his commander from there. Slowly losing this mountain position. Let's see what's going on here. Chukni and Moral stabilizing this position here since the commander of John Hunter fell. That is a pretty big problem. Oh, these bombers. The fighters were just there to distract the rest of the fighters while the bombers come in. And the factory of John Hunter goes down. Some of the economy as well. But I don't think there's going to be any more damage done. Pretty unfortunate. But, you know, since you are very well aware, you have those fighters waiting. Will he have another bombing? Nope, that is not going to happen. Not even going to fall into the windmills. Try and get some more damage in. Pretty good answer from Ledarcy to stop these fighters. John Hunter loses his lab. Gonna get it up, back up again, so that that is not as big of a loss. That was like 10 bombers. That was 1,500. That was 1,500 metal. Pretty much gone to waste by fire pluck. And not the greatest thing that you want to see. Those bombers definitely could have been used better. Maybe here on the mountain position where Lexon was progressing. But you know, you cannot get everything always. Definitely a very good eco player fire pluck. This is not gonna put him down. He is gonna come back stronger, getting some fighters up. But he is not gonna have impact for some time now in the game. Levi, pretty good, pretty strong position with a cloaking device as well, obviously, and getting a lot of these bots, getting a lot of pawns, a lot of centurions. That is a good mix of units, as well as rocketeers and a construction bot here. Maybe should opt for a construction turret here, and like just to get this metal extractor as soon as possible. Maybe with the commander. Understand that as a tier 2 coming up. Not sure why his teammate Airy Russ did not give him a T2, but that is still fine. He can manage on his own pretty well. And we have some units flowing through from Moral. This is not the greatest thing, as well as the Chukni, just running straight towards Ledarcy's commander. That is fine. We get some damage mitigated, but there's still these 4 brutes that are currently putting John Hunter's base under fire. He is going to lose some economy. He may try to go the other way, or should maybe just stay here and opt to aggress on John Hunter, as that is the spot that they're trying to open up. This advanced metal extractor is going to go down. No way in stopping that. We have some turrets here that are just building units. Maybe should have just went for deconstructing these tanks. 200, 400 build power here on these. Should be pretty good and effective against these, but we just have these tanks are just driving around, still doing damage to economy and putting these players in a bind. Professor Barr forced to retreat as Zeron has a gauntlet on his front line, a lot of frontline units, and just getting more and more turrets up. These turrets could very well go down, but Aphis does not have a T2 bot lab. He should get something up to help his frontliner, Professor Barr. If we had Sheldons here, this front line would not last for very long. But currently, Zeron and Levify have complete control over this mid. Should even try to get this metal up, as it has 3.2 3.2, these are unoccupied metal extractors, and that is pretty good. Zeron starting this metal extractor. Always try and seize the opportunity as soon as you can just to get these metal extractors up. Are always good and worth the value. Club getting out with his hounds. Lexon is going to be in pretty bad position. His commander goes down. That is pretty catastrophic. Zeron is forced to help out with this push from Club. He's going to move his units back, and here comes Professor Barr, and I'm still Ray with a lot of these tanks. Levi obviously is going to have to move the troops to help him out. Trying to get rid of this gauntlet, but that is 40%. Left at 40%. These hounds are just riding around a little bit, trying to do damage, while the butler deconstructs this commander and gets the metal in. Pretty good. Hounds, 650 range. That is very good. They outrange all the tier 1 static defenses except the gauntlet. But the gauntlet is kind of busy right now dealing with some other things. If that shot lands, it could be a problem if another one lands on these low health hounds. And Professor Barr gets his tank in again for another drive-by, and this time the gauntlet goes down without a problem. Let's see Firepluck. What is he doing? He deconstructs his air lab, gets a fusion reactor up, and starts getting his economy up slowly but surely. Upgrading his metal extractors to T2. Darcy trying to seize hold of this front line here. Trying to help John Hunter, who lost his commander early on. Getting his metal extractors up to T2 as well. He has a Tech 2 aircraft, which is pretty good. Getting some roughnecks, gunships. Firepluck only having a couple of fighters. 9 fighters. That is not that much. Darcy follows through with his fighters and just gets in those roughnecks. The backline here at Duchukny and Morl could be a very big problem as they do not have anti-air yet. It is 14 minutes. We only see one anti-nuke. Well, that anti-nuke is pretty good from Chomolungma. Protects 4 players. And Ariras getting another anti-nuke, which is going to protect a bit of this mountain side. But players in lane are pretty well protected. These hounds, maybe Club should opt to heal them up. And Professor Barr and Ray are still trying to push through here. Getting met with a lot of resistance, a lot of units, but these units are just standing in one place, and those tanks are landing those shots pretty easily. That is not the greatest thing you'd like to see. You should always move your units and avoid as many shots as possible, since this tends to happen if you do not. These tanks are just going to melt through these bots, as they're very powerful, very mobile, and very tanky. Levi trying his best to prevent this flow through of units. And we have hounds from Ariras. Don't think Gauss Cannon is the best option here, since there's a lot of bunched up units together. You should move it to heavy plasma. But yeah, this is trouble. These converters are going to go down for sure, and probably these constructors as well. I mean, there's still a lot of tanks for Professor Barr. Still 8 of them, and this economy could get destroyed pretty easily as we see a lot of these wind turbines go down. Professor Barr still going with 4 of these tanks, trying his best to do as much damage as possible, trying to divert as much attention to him and his units while his team fights for the front. Dark Hunter getting these artillery units out here. And that armed advanced metal extractor, that is a lot of range, a lot of damage from that metal extractor. Should be put down, hopefully soon. And actually, 2,400 metal for that advanced exploiter. Was that another commander of Morl goes down. Over-aggressing and losing this 1,250 metal, losing this commander here, which means it's an open field for the north side to push back. John Hunter did pretty good to bounce back, obviously with a lot of help from Darcy. That bombing got him crippled for a long time, but now he's back. Gets rid of that commander, sucks in the metal, and is ready to aggress yet again. Have some shurikens coming out from Moral, but Lidarcy, actually sorry, Moral and Duchukni are not giving up. Deconstructing the T1 vehicle plan. Has a fusion reactor, has a Juno, which is pretty good. You don't see that a lot from many players. That is definitely great utility for jammer, for radar. And we have some sprinters from Club. Not sure what these are gonna do. Oh, okay. We have some tanks coming through from Lexon. That could be trouble. That is 4 Tiger tanks. Not easily destroyed, not easily contested, not easily stopped. And Dark Hunter is just trying to block their path. But they are going to find all this build power. They're going to find all this economy. That could very well be a problem. Actually, these sprinters are doing pretty good work. Not that much damage, but a lot of them can add up. And let's say that this damage was minimal. And these tanks cost a lot. That was 2,400 metal just for those 4 tanks, which were destroyed pretty quickly. I doubt that was of value, as they got shot down pretty quickly. Kind of an open field here in the mountains, but Professor Barr has some of his tanks there just to hold, get some vision. Lexon getting some more tanks in. This time he knows he's going to do a better push, going to do a better job. Still sitting on a lot of metal, surprising me. He has a lot of these advanced metal extractors, which is pretty good. Getting an advanced fusion reactor up, as well as getting a lot of these units. Getting a Tsar here. This could be pretty big. He keeps pushing the mountains here. A lot of ticks coming from Guilty Aphis. Not sure what the idea is here. We're just trying to kill these hounds from Levify. And these are pretty good, actually. A lot of them swarming these hounds and outmaneuvering them, and all these hounds are actually going to go down. That is a pretty big move. Banishers here for the Chukni, and these hounds are no match for 40, 50 of these ticks. That is a pretty good strategy, actually. That is 100 ticks, even more coming through, and all these hounds were like completely wiped. 100 ticks, let's put that into perspective. 100 ticks, that's 1,700 metal, which is a lot, but these units just get produced so fast and they add up, and you don't even see your metal being gone. And Aphis is still producing all of these. Just gonna stack them up and full send them to the enemy's base. We have a Tsar though. How much damage will these ticks be able to do before the Tsar lands 2 shots? 2 shots is enough to wipe half of this force, but they're not being sent. Oh, actually they're being sent right towards the Tsar. This could be catastrophic. Actually, they're split up a little bit, which is good, but Tsar is gonna have... Oh, okay, Tsar is gonna have some impact here at least. That is a lot of these ticks. That was just 1 shot. That is so catastrophic for these ticks, and we have a lot of these welders just coming in. That was only 1 metal extractor going down. Ticks, I guess not that OP. Tsar, an insane vehicle. That was pretty catastrophic damage done by this Tsar, and is gonna keep doing this damage. That Tsar is pretty good against these tigers. Just needs to land 1 shot in between them, and could very well be over for these tigers. Lexon, obviously, very good in this game. Knows how to build units, knows how to counter build, and this Tsar is just completely zones these tigers out. Club has a lot of these hounds. They can obviously outmaneuver the Tsar, but if 1 shot lands from the Tsar, these hounds are pretty much done. I don't know if he can 1-shot them, but okay, that was pretty strong. Let's see here. That is very strong AoE. That Tsar is a pretty strong weapon of mass destruction. Very strong unit. I'm not sure if first-person camera works. Let me try it. Nope. Not sure why. Well, anyway, let's get back and see how it is going. A lot of these sprinters from Club. Guessing these guys are just opting to spam a lot of these units. Not sure if it's gonna go well. It's 22 minutes right now. We should start seeing tier 3 very soon. We have a gantry getting built up by Firepluck. He is Cortex, but he got an Armada T2 constructor, and is getting his experimental gantry up. I'm guessing he got this constructor from Chomolungma, which is obviously very good. He's going to be able to produce both units from the gantry. He can even opt to get a Cortex gantry as well as a Nemesis here, which is very good since, as you know, you can send a Spectre or a Ghost to stun this anti-nuke, just to paralyze it, and then you can fire a nuclear bomb to destroy the entire base. But this Nemesis intrusion prevention system is very good. We have some Arbiters coming from Ray. Very good range, very good artillery units. And we have some Sheldons coming here, trying to get rid of these Tsars, and this is where Tsar has a problem against these Sheldons. They do a little bit of damage, they poke, but they just constantly do damage, which is a problem for these Tsars. They cannot even get to them as they have lower speed. They will not be able to do any damage here whatsoever. These Sheldons are pretty threatening here. Tsar is trying to destroy this advanced metal extractor. Lexon is getting him close, but this is a problem, as these Tsars, if left here, they're gonna get destroyed, and they're just gonna get revived, which is a pretty big problem. Yep, that is gonna happen. Either gonna recycle those if they have the presence, or they're just gonna... Actually, Lexon has a lot of these units here. Just recycling them as soon as possible, just not to see them, not to see that metal go to the other side. That's 1,000 metal for each Tsar there left on the front line. Tiger's a lot of metal as well, 400 metal, and completely sucks up one Tsar, but one is going to be left for the... One is going to be left for Professor Barr, which is fine. Lexon getting most of that metal back. Sitting on 7,000 metal. That is insane. A lot of combat happening here. Levify getting his Hounds here, trying to get control of the situation. These Janus are actually pretty good. These Hounds... Well, Hounds are actually doing a great job as well of just dodging these rockets from Janus. And Moral still holding this line here. Getting a Persecutor up here with some turrets. Moral, that is a pretty good move. Check the range of that Persecutor. That is a lot. And it will be able to shoot most of these units. Getting an advanced radar here, which is obviously pretty big. You're going to see most of the enemy's base. That is a very big deal. And that Persecutor is starting to shoot. Not sure if these shots are gonna... Oh, actually almost lands. Well, if you had a couple of those, that could be pretty good. There goes the radar. Sheldons are in kind of a bad spot right now. Sorry. Marauders leaking through from Fireplug. Yeah, obviously we knew that was gonna come. Marauders going through. We have Roughnecks here from Ladarcy. Some of them are gonna go down, but yeah, I guess Marauders have light anti-air. It's not the greatest solution against these Roughnecks, as they do have around 1500 HP. All these Marauders are gonna go down. No serious damage is gonna come from these Marauders. Sorry about that. I was probably too loud. In any case, those Roughnecks pretty good. Professor Barr, not even needed there. That was very good. But here comes another push, and Professor Barr will definitely be needed here. We have some Pit Bulls, and we have Tigers. Usually Tigers are stronger than Pit Bulls. I mean, in real life, this is what we're talking about. But here, Pit Bulls are going to make short work of these Tigers from Lexon. Reconstruction bots going up against each other. A lot of these butlers. And still Aphis just building up on ticks. 300 ticks. Not sure what his idea is here. Oh, if we had a Juno there. Oh my god. If we had a Juno shot going there. Man, the Chukni, please see it. Oh, we have a nuke from the Chukni. That is pretty good. But if the Chukni just hit this once, that is like 300 ticks from Aphis. That is like 5,000 metal. What is he gonna do with those? Ah, man, if we had a Juno. There's a Juno field over here. Juno fields last about 25 seconds. So this could be catastrophic if Aphis doesn't see them. And he sees them in time. He loses some. But yeah, he's still... Oh! No, that field still lasts. He will not be able to go through with those. Oh, a lot of these bulwarks. 2 of them, actually. That is pretty good. Oh, these ticks are not going to be able to do anything. Literally nothing. They get a radar, which is unfortunate. But, you know, happens. Almost get the shroud. But they failed to do so, and this is going to prevail. Bulwarks, obviously the strongest static defense that you can get. And actually getting some basilisks here. Is he actually going to spam with the long range plasma cannons? That is actually good. You don't see that a lot, but that is good. If he has a lot of this metal, which he does, still 6,000. Not sure how much that basilisk costs. 4.6 thousand metal and 67,000 energy. Compared to a bulwark, it's just a bit more expensive, but has way longer range, 5,000 range, and a lot of damage, obviously done by every shot of that long range plasma cannon. We have some Shivas coming from Guilty Aphis. I mean, even though he was making those ticks, he was making some good economy, some good build power. A lot of these fighters from Moral coming to get rid of Ladarcy's Roughnecks, but he is met with Ladarcy's fighters, and he's forced to retreat. As we only have 1 air player on each side, not the greatest thing, not the thing you want to see. Booker Tepes, a lot of these Centurions, not sure why he doesn't pile them up and just wait for the best time, because they're just getting destroyed here one by one. He can even flank. Not sure why he's not trying that. That could be a very good thing here. And he's just sending them one by one to be destroyed, to be turned into scrap metal that Moral can recycle. A lot of these banishers from the Chukni, that is pretty good. Does he have a radar vehicle? He does have a radar vehicle. And does he have a jammer? Yep, he does have a jammer as well. That is very nice. We have the usual welder sniper combo with the compass and the smuggler. Just a regular radar and jammer. Professor Barr stocking up on these banishers and tigers, trying to get ready for the assault here. We already have 1 basilisk up for Lexon. Getting a second one up is not going to be a problem. It's going to do it pretty fast. Has 2 advanced fusion reactors, 1 regular one, and the 3rd one is on the way. That is a nuke from the Chukni. Just completely destroying Professor Barr's front line. Lexon doesn't even know whose nuke it is, and indeed that was Lexon. Yep, destroying a lot of units. Already minus 11% on the reload time. That is pretty good. And we have some vanguards, the all-terrain heavy plasma cannons from Chomolungma. Those are pretty good range. They're going to be able to do wonders against these Shivas. Cannot even see where the shots are coming from. And just like that, Shiva goes down. Almost second one. Yep, second one goes down as well. And this is starting to be a problem for the North team, as we have 3 of these basilisks constructed, and they're shooting. They know where the advanced fusion reactor is, and they're starting to shoot there. That is a very big problem for Aphis and for Professor Barr. They should get the plasma deflector up as soon as possible, but these are just going to keep shooting. Here comes the next line of shots from these basilisks. This could be it. Or actually, all 3 shots miss. Pretty unfortunate, but we do have anti-air. We do have all forms of defense here. We even have tremors from Lexon, just laying down fire onto the field, trying to put pressure just so that these units do not push. And this advanced fusion reactor, do we see that it's taking damage? Because if we don't, this is going to be a very big problem. These basilisks have a reload time of 16 seconds. And almost, it is getting repaired. We should get pinpointers for Lexon. Not sure if he has them or not, but this is a pretty big front line. Getting a 4th one as well. Let's see if it goes through. I actually have a plasma deflector. Oh. One actually goes through. So this Aphis is not going to be Destroyed that easily. Obviously, we have this Overseer Plasma Deflector, which is gonna... Oh, actually, all three of them get close. This is a big problem. Not sure why this Plasma Deflector is not deflecting shots. Maybe because it's not charged to 100%. Oh, that is so bad to see. That is so sad to see, actually. That fusion reactor goes off, and that is the complete base of Professor Barr. Good thing he got out some of these catapults in time. But will that be enough? We have 5. We have the 5th Basilisk getting constructed for Lexon, and a nuke coming from the Chukni. That is bye-bye to all these fighters, to all these roughnecks, I think, and to all these units from Club. And from Club and Dark Hunter, this is a big problem. And wait, no, this is not real. We have a tactical missile launcher from Lexon on this mountainside here. We have some anti-air. We have a Castro as well. We have build power. We have a commando waiting. Tactical missile launcher. Let's see where it goes. Actually, that's not the most damage you can do, but that is still fine. We have 2 more basilisks here on the hill. So many long-range plasma cannons, and this reaches almost across the entire map. These players are in big trouble. Everything is falling apart for them slowly. Lexon, this is an insane front line, insane static defense. Getting up another basilisk. So yeah, obviously 5 or 6 basilisks, I think, is just a way better idea than trying to get a Calamity or a Ragnarok. We have enough air defense here. It's gonna make short work of these. Oh my god, so many bombers from Fireplug. He is not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. This is like 20, 30 bombers, 25 bombers. This is pretty much done for Club's base. Fighters are trying to intercept, but just no luck. Are we gonna see? Oh no, that is so done. And everything goes off. Even changed to Club's base. This is pretty much it for Guilty Aphis. That is a problem. Nice cluster, says Fireplug, and units are just forced into these bubbles, defending against 5 plus, actually 2, 6, 8 of these basilisks. This is insane. We have a tank from Lexon. They're just destroying this fusion reactor here as well. Like it wasn't enough damage done. This is catastrophic, and we should try and see these units advancing, and these tremors just stop shooting, since there's some ally units that are trying to advance. That was a pretty good fire from those, and we still have more bombers from Fireplug. This guy is just relentless. Sends in fighters, sends in bombers. This is just an unstoppable wave of bombers. You cannot do anything about this. Anti-air is shooting these fighters, and that is just a distraction. Ray is gonna have a problem here. Just this one fusion reactor. Yep, and it is gonna go down. That is pretty much GG's for the north side. That is so sad to see. And indeed, we see Professor Barr forfeiting, seeing what's going on, and this is pretty much over. And Lexon, just to cement the game, started to make a Calamity here, uncontested. Nothing is gonna contest this Calamity here, and we see players forfeiting from the northern team. It was a pretty good game, 35 minutes of back and forth, but at one point it looked like the northern team is gonna have this mountain position, and there comes the forfeit. Very, very well played from Lexon. This is an insane game for him, obviously, and he just did not make that many units to begin with. He just made after some point, obviously, just made a lot of static defense and just slowly but surely won the game. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.